welcome to Alpha Militaria TV. Thanks very much for tuning in once again. My name is Richard Saunders. Now, the last few months have seen a whole tranche of really superb, sophisticated, advanced rifles coming out. I'm thinking of the Daystate Delta Wolf with all of its electronic features, the FX Maverick with its twin regulator system, the FX Impact M3 with its twin regulator system and adjustment capabilities as well. But you know what? There are still some great rifles out there that represent, let's call it older tech, that will do a fantastic job of putting pellet on pellet at full legal limit power, shot after shot after shot. And we've got a great example here. It's one of my favorite rifles. This is the Air Arms S410. Now, believe it or not, this rifle was launched in June 2000, so it's almost coming up to its 21st birthday exactly, so happy birthday. And it was launched as a replacement for the S310. Now, this rifle is not regulated, but it does have a very efficient valve metering system, which means that for a non-regulated rifle, it's very consistent and very efficient. There are two versions. There is the S410 carbine, which is what this is, and then there is the S410 rifle, which is, as you'd imagine, slightly longer. In terms of weight, the carbine models are a little bit lighter. They range from about 2.8 kilos up to 3.1 kilos in the beach stock. And then the rifle weighs a little bit more, about 2.9 to 3.3 kilos. Now, the carbine is 925 millimeters long, not including a silencer, but including this sort of muzzle brake on the end here. Has a 395 millimeter barrel and a 156cc air cylinder. The rifle is 1020 millimeters long, has a 493.5 millimeter barrel and a slightly larger cylinder at 216cc. And as a result of that, as you'd imagine, the rifle gives you slightly more shots for a fill. You're looking at around about 80 shots in 177 to 100 shots in 2.2, and the carbine with its smaller cylinder will give you around about 60 shots in 177 and 80 in 2.2. Now, there are lots of different stock options on the S410, all of them made by Minelli, all of them beautifully shaped and beautifully finished as well, and we'll go through the details in a little minute or two. The beach stock is the cheapest stock at around about £770. You then have a couple of Superlight stocks. So there's the Superlight Hunter Green and the Superlight Hunter Traditional Brown, which is what this rifle is. And they will set you back around about £824 as a recommended retail price. The Walnut stock is £877, and then there's a walnut thumbhole stock as well, which is the most expensive at around about £984. Now, the beach stock, the walnut thumbhole stock, and the walnut stock are all dedicated right-hander stocks. The walnut stock, you can get that as a dedicated left-hander as well, and that will cost you a little bit more, around about £899. And then the two Superlight stocks, the Traditional Brown, this one, and the Hunter Green, they're ambidextrous. So if you want a beach stock or you want a thumbhole stock, then it's right-handers only. So that's the sort of rundown on the S410 range. Let's get into it now and show you a few of the details in closer up detail. So let's talk then about the key features on the S410. Now, this is a traditional stocked sporting rifle, so there's nothing in the way of stock adjustability on this rifle. It's just what you see is what you get. Now, starting at the back, you get this perforated rubber shoulder pad, which doesn't go up and down left or right. It's just fixed in one position, but it's very soft and squidgy and makes the gun very comfortable in the shoulder. Likewise, the comb up here is not adjustable. It's fixed, but it's nice and high and gives you good alignment to a scope up here. And because this is the Superlight, one of the ambidextrous stocks, it's got a cheek piece on the right side and on the left side as well. Now, the pistol grip is beautifully shaped and angled. It gives you the ability to shoot with a thumb up grip or your thumb wrapped around very comfortably. There's panels of checkering on both sides of the pistol grip, nice good quality checkering, and you've got the Air Arms emblem incorporated within the checkering quite subtly as well. And then right at the very bottom you've got a very thin black spacer and then a lighter coloured spacer below it to finish off the pistol grip. Moving forward of that, the forend is nicely shaped. It narrows up towards the front of the forend and finishes off in this kind of schnabel kind of affair. You've got panels of checkering again, both sides of the forend. Makes it very grippy and very comfortable to hold. Lovely stock. Now on top, most modern rifles tend to be going down the side lever route at the moment. But because this is a traditional rifle and it's based on a 20-odd year design, it still uses a bolt action. The bolt is beautiful though, I have to say. Really nice and defined, good stages to it. Very sort of clunk click, really nice bolt. You obviously pull it up and then pull it back a first stage, then you pull it back a second stage to cock the rifle, then push it forward and down again, and that probes a pellet through the magazine and into the breech. Now there's a dovetail scope rail up here for you to fit a telescopic sight. Quite a short little piece at the front and a longer piece at the back. It does give you plenty of room to locate a scope though for good eye relief and eye alignment as well. Now the magazine does sit quite high of the breech, so you will need a set of mounts that will clear that. These mounts I could probably get away with a lower set of mounts on this particular scope, but you just need to make sure that you clear that magazine. Now moving forward of that, the barrel, Lothar Walther barrel, 395mm on the carbine version. Excellent quality barrel, goes without saying. Now the end of it has this sort of muzzle brake, muzzle cut, don't know what you would call that, but it kind of looks like a silencer, but it's not. It's just a muzzle brake to finish off the end of the barrel, and it's held on with a grub screw. Now if you take that grub screw off, you can remove this muzzle brake, but there's no thread there to accept a silencer. Now you can fit a silencer by getting an adapter and fitting that, then the silencer onto that. I have to say, without a silencer, this is actually quite a quiet rifle, and you could probably get away with it with hunting without a silencer. You could probably use it in the garden even without a silencer as well. But if you do go down that adapter and silencer route, it really makes this whisper quiet. It's one of the most quiet rifles I think I've ever shot. The 156cc cylinder is underneath here, and then to fill it, you need to remove this cap. That reveals the filler valve, and anyone who's got an Air Arms will be familiar with the filler valve on this rifle. And give that 190 bar fill, and that will give you between 60 and 80 shots in 177 and 22, and 80 and 100 shots in 177 22 in the rifle version. Now the trigger itself is a lovely trigger. The blade is ever so slightly rounded, so it's very comfortable in the finger, and quite curved as well. Two-stage, fully adjustable as well. It's a very nice trigger. My only issue with it is that the safety catch is within the trigger blade itself, and I've moaned about that before. You push it in from the left to make the gun safe, then you push it in from the right to make it live. It's a little button just up the top here in the trigger blade. Safety catches near the trigger are not really my favourite kind of thing, but it is undeniably accessible and very effective as well. And then just the final thing to point out is that underneath here, where is it? Underneath here you have the filler gauge, and that will tell you what the overall pressure is inside your rifle. As I say, it takes a 190 bar fill. So I think that's everything. What we'll do is now is we'll zoom in on some of those things and show them to you in detail. Lots of people have asked us how they can support the channel, and we're extremely grateful for that. The best way is to follow the links below. And if you have any questions relating to air gunning, you can drop us an email at hello@alphamilitaria.com and we'll do our best to answer them, or you can leave a comment below. Well, filling the S410 is nice and easy. What you want to do is you'll need to remove this cap from the front of the cylinder, and as part of your pack you'll get this gold coloured fill adapter, and you'll see that one side has got a big hole on it, the other side has got a slot on it, and the actual fill valve on the front of the cylinder has got a bar on it, so you want to put that round end on first to locate the slot through that bar. Then once you've done that, just tighten it through 90 degrees, and then you want to give this a 190 bar fill up to about there. Bleed that off, then just rotate that adapter around again, pull it off, and return the cap, and then you'll be able to see underneath here, wrong way up, underneath here the pressure gauge there, and that should be enough to give you between 60 and 80 shots depending on caliber in the carbine, and between 80 and 100 shots in the rifle. Now, I love Air Arms magazines. I think they're some of the best magazines on the market. Very, very simple, very easy to load, and very reliable too. Now you'll see on this edge here, there's like a little raised kind of rough patch. That's basically the part that you grip with your fingers when you push the magazine into the breech, with this bit going into the breech first. And the magazine itself comprises an inner drum, which is not sprung. It will rotate any direction you like by your finger. And to fill it is nothing more complicated than simply taking a pellet, putting it nose first into one of the holes, like so, turning it around, dropping another one in, another one in, and you can turn the drum round in any direction that you want. It doesn't have to go anti-clockwise, doesn't have to go clockwise. You just have to fill up those inner chambers. Now the 177 and the 22 will both take 10 shots, or 10 pellets, and you will get 2 magazines whenever you buy an S410. Right, so once you've got all your pellets into the magazine, you're good to go. You don't have to turn it around in any particular direction for the first shot. Just wherever you finish putting that last pellet is where you can start when you put the magazine in the breech. To insert the magazine into the breech, all you need to do is simply lift up that bolt action, pull it back all the way, and then this magazine is now empty. Take the magazine, and then holding that roughened little corner there, just locate it in the breech and push it in as far as it will go, and it will butt up against this little raised piece here, so that once it's as far as it will go against that, the magazine is in. Then simply return the bolt, put on the safety, and you're good to go. Well, that's the Air Arms S410, a quick rundown on the rifle. Next stop, we'll take it down the range and see how it shoots. Well, I've come down to Reading Air Target Shooting Club to give the Air Arms S410 a bit of a try out on the range. The weather's absolutely horrible, as you can probably hear, so I'm not going to be able to put my camera on the target like I normally do because the camera will get soaked. But I'm going to shoot the usual 10-shot group at 30 meters. I'm using Air Arms Diablo Field 4.52 pellets. So let's see how the rifle shoots. Well, that looked pretty good from here, but I'll be brave. I'll go and get the target, bring it back and show you what it's like. Well, that's 10 shots at 30 meters, and that's not much bigger than my fingernail. So I don't know, 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit more. And that's at 30 meters with Air Arms Diablo Field 177 pellets, 4.52 millimeters. It just goes to show that the older rifles can keep up with the more modern stuff. Well, that's our review of the Air Arms S410, the carbine. This is the super light traditional brown model. Lovely rifle to shoot, very, very light, very, very handy, very accurate as well, as you've just seen, and bang on 11 foot-pounds as well. So I hope you found that of interest. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like more information on this rifle, the rest of the Air Arms range, and a whole bunch of other airgunning topics as well, please take a look at our website, which is www.alphamilitaria.com. Thanks for watching.